Hello friends, it is time for another hot tub rant, and this time it is about parenting and the tragedy that happened this morning at a Texas elementary school. I'm shooting this on Tuesday, May 24th, I think. I just know it was supposed to be my kid's last day of school. I let them stay home because sometimes I'm that mom. Hey friends, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back, and if you're new here, thanks for joining. I'm Jen, artist, entrepreneur, and single mom, and my channel is mostly about helping other single parents to see that it is possible to build the life that you want, even when doing it all by yourself. Today I want to talk for a few minutes about our role as parents. This morning there was a shooting at an elementary school in Texas. You're not obviously seeing this on the same day that happened, but I'm filming this on the day that happened. Such a tragedy that 14 little lives were lost today for no good reason. It's no secret that mental health is a crisis in this country. I'm in the U.S., for those of you who are unsure. Mental health services are incredibly overloaded. The ones that accept insurance are experiencing a shortage of counselors at a number that has never existed in this country before. There are plenty of self-pay options out there, but many people simply cannot afford self-pay counseling services. It's just not in the budget for a lot of people. So that's a real problem as adults in this country, not being able to get services and help when you know that you need it and you're seeking it out. But many of those problems that adults are seeking help for started in childhood. They started at the hands of the very people who are supposed to love and protect and cherish you. There are so many grown-ups walking around in this world with major trauma from their childhood. And I know there are two camps of people. There's the camp that says, my parents beat the hell out of me when I was a child and I turned out fine. Did you though? Let's talk about that. And then there's the camp that tries a little too hard to be a little too gentle. And then there's this fabulous happy medium that people seem to really struggle to find. And the happy medium is simple. Treat your children like human beings. Treat them with respect and dignity, and set healthy boundaries for them. Enforce those boundaries and set healthy punishments when those boundaries are violated. In theory, it's not difficult at all. What makes it difficult is our lack of understanding or lack of ability to set our emotions aside and follow through with a legitimate plan on how we're going to parent our children. The people in that first camp that say, well, my parents beat the hell out of me and I turned out fine. I didn't get into trouble. Okay, that may be true. That may have worked. You may not have gotten into trouble. But did you respect your parents so you stayed out of trouble? Or did you stay out of trouble because you feared your parents? While fear is a good motivator, it's not a healthy motivator. Children who fear their parents don't talk to their parents. They don't tell their parents when they're in trouble. They don't work as a team and work cooperatively with their family to solve problems. They hide. They push down their feelings and their emotions, and they hide the things that are problems for fear of getting in trouble for them. And if they're hiding their problems, instead of coming to you with their problems and learning to work through those problems and figuring out how to solve them and being a team, because that's what a family should be, right? Family should be a team. We should be on each other's side. We should be there to cheer for each other and to push each other and to catch each other when we fall, right? Like, that's what ideally family should be all about. But if you rule your family with fear, that is certainly not the spirit in which your children are growing up in. And when they're growing up in fear, you are causing them trauma. You are. This isn't intended to call people out. It's more like for awareness, because it matters. Because many of the problems that we are seeing in the world today, they started at home. They started from fear. They started from not having their needs met, from a lack of feeling loved. I'm not saying people don't love their kids, but sometimes people are really shitty at showing it, and that matters. It matters. Teenagers don't grow up to want to murder elementary school kids for no reason. Yes, there are some people who have mental health issues that are unable to be stopped, that are true psychoses, I believe is the word. But there's also a giant amount of people walking around with unresolved trauma that never had to be there, that never had to exist. And that starts at home. That starts with us as parents. That starts with parenting with love and patience and understanding, not screaming and yelling and hitting, because violence is not the way. And I don't care if it is verbal or physical violence. They are both equally destructive. We have to do better. We have to do better for our kids. We have to do better for ourselves. So there you go. That's my little rant. We have to do better, and we have to start at home. There's no yelling at my house. I don't yell at my children. Now, I won't say that I've never yelled at my children, because I have. Everybody loses their cool sometimes. But it is certainly not the norm, and these days it almost never happens. I'm much better about taking care of myself these days than I ever used to be, and as a result, I'm a much more patient mom. And that matters too. Like, if you have no patience for your kids, that's an internal problem that you have to fix. If you're finding yourself unable to hold back the screaming and the yelling, you gotta step away. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to get your head right. Because if your head isn't right, and you're screaming and yelling and losing your cool with your kids, you're damaging them because you haven't taken care of you. We have to do better. We have to do better. I think that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to comment down below. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'm going to sit back in this hot tub, drink this glass of wine, and try to breathe deep and be thankful that it wasn't my kids' school today, but it could be tomorrow.